Click the link in the description for your free AMSOIL catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The Bridge Street Garage Racing Team, the house racing team of the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here tonight. I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. If you look at item number 1, we've got some guests. That's guests with an S, plural, waiting for us in the green room. And then if you can look ahead to item number 3, we're going to open up the lines for some show and tell, where you can come on with your cell phone for some show and tell and show us your vintage snowmobiles and so forth. Also, we're going to add to that a trading post segment. So I'm going to post a link in the comment section. If you post an ad for your vintage snowmobile or any kind of accessories, we're going to be getting to that later in the program and actually look at those posts of things for sale. So we've got that to look forward to a little later in the podcast. Now, in a moment here, we're going to okay, sorry, my screen was confusing me here. But we're going to bring on our first guest here. We've got Max Collins. And how you doing tonight, Max?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for coming on. My eyes were playing tricks on me there for a moment. Now, we lost our other guest, but I think he's going to come right back. That's what was confusing me. All of a sudden, I was about to bring him on, and he went away. So hopefully he's going to come back on. But Max, tell us, you've got a vintage snowmobile event coming up in just a couple of weeks. I'm going to turn it over to you. Please tell us all about it.
We sure do. It's March 19th in Island Pond, Vermont. It's our second annual Vintage Snowmobile Show. Last year we had a heck of a turnout. It was huge. It was great. You were there, and it was a much larger turnout than we expected, and it was a lot of fun. So we do it from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Island Pond Pavilion in Island Pond, Vermont. And this year we're doing a $10 fee to register just so we can kind of boost our cash prizes.
Sure.
We did a small cash prize last year. We didn't know what the turnout was going to be like, so we didn't want to go too crazy the first year. But it's really a fun event. We do cash prizes, we do raffles, we do giveaways. It's a lot of fun. The Kingdom Grill is the title sponsor, and they're located right next door to where we have the event. And excellent food and drinks. Excellent place to pop in and warm up if it's a cold day. It's a great day. It really is.
True.
We have
I bought
some great sponsors.
From them last year at that event, and
that's
it was
right.
a delicious meal. It was really
Absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
So
well, cool. And also, I don't want to ignore our guest who's here. We've got Ray Lacasse, and he's going to be telling us about an event of his here in just a moment. But how you doing tonight, Ray?
Doing great, Mike.
Good. Well, cool. Before we get into all that, I've got some footage from the event that Max was involved with last winter. I'm going to cue up that footage. It just takes me a moment here to pull it up. And, I'm in the wrong folder. Okay, stand back, everyone. We're about to do the footage. There we go. Get some nice ROPS. Can't go wrong with ROPS. Now, with any luck at all, Bill Stull is watching this. He'll appreciate this. He's one of the big RUP guys in the vintage snowmobile space.
That's right. He was a guest with me last year.
Yeah, they've got a great turnout for this. For guys putting on the first time putting on a vintage snowmobile show, this is really impressive. And by the way, this show is put on by the nice folks at the Kingdom Grill. That's an excellent restaurant. My girlfriend and I had dinner there last weekend. Had an excellent time, excellent meal. And that yurt, that tent out there, apparently it's got a big banquet table in there and a wood stove, and you can rent that and have a meal in there with kind of a family event or something. Looks like a Blizzard. The colors are a little different, but it looks like a Blizzard to me, like an old 6500. I like those graphics and the paint and the colors and stuff. Something tells me this has been on the track. Hey there, Blaine Kodasek and Joe Staff. Sorry I'm not reading all the comments that are coming on. It's all I can do here to kind of... Here we go. This might be Paul Belfay in that Elite. I know he's got one. And he's here. But I don't know if that's his. It doesn't look like him driving it. But I caught up with Paul Belfay earlier, and he's agreed to talk to us at some point during the show. You've probably seen him on my videos. He's a regular on Vintage Snowmobile Lovers. He's got an impressive collection, and he's always good at talking up his sleds. He's always got really good information about them. These Dolphins are pretty rare, as are these Speedways for that matter. Now, what is this? Quebec. I don't know that I've ever seen one of these. Let's go in for a closer look here. Now we're kind of in the shade here with that engine. I was hoping to get a close-up on that. Maybe if I put my hand over it. No. Hey, Rick White. Hey, Robin Richards from Labrador. I bet this thing makes some noise. How's it going?
Good, yourself?
Good.
I think it's gorgeous.
That's amazing, isn't it? Those are rare, too. Is that yours, or do you know who owns it?
No. Are you're Mike?
Yeah, Vintage Snowmobile Lovers.
Yes, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Let me give you a business card.
Todd, yeah.
Cool.
On the Kingdom Grill.
Do you mind if I put you on camera?
No.
In fact, it's a good opportunity to do a shameless plug. Hey, folks, we'll get 96 viewers watching live. Vintage Snowmobile Lovers. This is the owner of the Kingdom Grill. These are the folks putting this on. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good turnout. A lot of cool stuff. Beautiful stuff. I don't know, man. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
A little bit of snow. Couldn't ask for better.
Definitely. And especially for a first-time show, this is an incredible turnout, both with we're exhibitors and spectators.
We're learning a lot in a big hurry, but hopefully next year it's bigger and better and a little more organized. But, I don't know, awesome people, too, because everybody helps.
Yeah, for sure.
But beautiful day, man.
You want to talk up the restaurant? I know my girlfriend and I had dinner here last weekend, and they told us on the way out that you've got a banquet table in that tent.
Yes, yeah, that's the yurt. People Actually, that's the other owner right there.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
She's more fun to look at than me.
Cool, yeah. We've got 101 viewers right now live.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, next time when you do one of these, be in touch with me. We'll help you promote it on the front end, you know, because I've got the largest community of vintage snowmobile enthusiasts anywhere.
Yeah.
Over 50,000 fans.
How are you doing?
Good.
Hey, Jesse, you're live on Facebook.
Oh, how are we doing?
Nice to meet you.
So excited. The sun came out, the snow came down last night, and the wind's dying down a little. This is awesome.
Yeah, an amazing
So
turnout.
awesome. I'm so excited. We were thinking maybe a dozen sleds, maybe a couple dozen, not so much.
Yeah, this is
So we're
impressive.
excited.
Definitely.
And next year it'll be even better. We just
Yeah, for sure. Especially second time around, once it's established, people
Yep.
are aware of it.
trial and error, and we're ready to go.
Definitely.
This is awesome.
Now I'm going to get a close up on your Kingdom Grill. I'm not getting weird or anything. And this is that Kingdom Grill right behind us. You want to talk up the grill and the menu and the banquet table in the tent?
Would you mind if I just run some more slips? We're running out of
Not at all. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I'll be back.
Sure, I'll be right here. Sorry, audio. I shut the mics off just so we could have better audio for that.
I got you.
God, I
But,
thought I'd lost you.
I know. Yeah, before we went on, we were having a little trouble with the audio, but it looks like we worked it out. But and I need to adjust my camera here. My head's being cut off. There we go. No more severed head. But one of the points I wanted to make is one of the things the two of you have in common is you both put on a new show last year, a first time vintage event, and they were both incredibly well attended and incredibly successful. So I can't speak for the rest of the country, but as far as northern Vermont and northern New Hampshire are concerned, vintage snowmobiling is alive and well. Would you guys agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And now, Ray, I'll let you tell us real quick about what you've got going on. I think it's next weekend, the 12th, isn't it?
Next weekend, the 12th. It's a great Northwoods Vintage Snowmobile ride in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Like you said, it's our second one. It's a second annual. Last year, we had about 175 sleds. This year, we're expecting 300 to better vintage sleds. It's going to be huge. The event, we're doing a lot of things for the Pittsburgh Firemen's Association. All the proceeds, all the profits, going right back into the community. I just think it's a big thing to do. They do a lot for the town. This ride, it's the ride last year, and we learned a lot. Like Max, I heard them saying they learned a lot. The stories that were told were priceless. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to again this year with more people, is hearing the stories about how they used to ride these sleds back in the 60s and 70s. Just a lot of fun.
For sure. That was an incredible time.
Yeah.
For sure. Now I'm going to pop the graphic up for your event, Ray.
Yeah.
Do you want to give just kind of a quick shameless plug for the when, the where, and the how?
Yeah. So it's March 12th, Saturday, a week from this Saturday, 10 a.m. We've got two different parking lots, one on Back Lake Road and one on Day Road. We're raffling off a 1970 Ski Doo Olympic. There's only 500 tickets, so there's a pretty good chance of winning this sled. We're doing, I'm a photographer. I've built a 2023 vintage snowmobile calendar. Again, all the proceeds from all of this is going to the Pittsburgh Firemen's Association. We also have a website that people can order shirts and trail signs commemorating this ride. It's GreatNorthwoodsSnowmobile.com. Can order directly from there, be shipped right to you. Again, and the profits will go directly to the Pittsburgh Firemen's Association.
Wonderful. So that's GreatNorthwoodsSnowmobile.com?
Yes.
Wonderful. And that's where they can purchase these things. And
yes.
Also, I popped this on the screen here.
Yep.
If someone is interested in buying raffle tickets, there's a mailing address at the top of that graphic where they can mail in to buy their raffle tickets.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you an equal opportunity, Max. I'm going to pop the graphic for your event on the screen. If you feel like doing a shameless plug for it.
Absolutely. We're at the Island Pond Pavilion. The show is from 11 to 2 on Saturday, March 19th. Exhibitor sign-in starts at 9. So if you just pull up with your trailer or whatever you have right up to that pavilion, we will get you squared away and we'll get you parked. And there are prizes, there are raffle prizes, there are cash prizes for division winners. everybody was very happy with the judging last year, and I hope we're going to make it even a little better with some more classes and with some more options, some more opportunities to win some prizes. So it's a lot of fun. And like Mike and I were just talking about, if the lake is frozen, we had a bunch of guys going for a rip across the lake and back. And that was a lot of fun last year. That was really cool to see. That green grass monkey sled you showed in the footage.
Yes.
That gentleman took it for a serious rip across the lake, and that was fun for everybody to watch. So we certainly have a lot of fun. And if you make it over there, come see me. I'll be in my vintage Yamaha snowsuit with my Evel Knievel Easy Rider open face helmet on, and you can find me with a microphone in my hand probably. So.
Nice, just like last year.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And Ray, I don't know what you're doing that weekend, but if you don't have anything planned the 19th, we'd love it if you can come join us.
Yeah, and this is the first I've heard about it, so I might possibly make it over there. And as Mike knows, I'm a photographer too, so I could bring my camera over and maybe take a few pictures.
That would be amazing.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Well, cool. And then the other thing I didn't want to forget also is I've got some footage from last year's event that Ray put on, the Pittsburgh ride. If you guys are okay, I will roll some of that footage and take a look and see what that event was like.
Sounds great.
Can't wait.
All right. Cool deal. That looked like an awful lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Sure. Now, I've been popping comments on the screen while we're looking at that, and I wanted to see what you guys think of this. Gary Porter says BRP needs to make a 2024 Ski Doo Elite with the Turbo 900. What do you guys think of something like that?
Want to make sure it's got a roll cage.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like something I'd climb a tree with.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That would be a lot of fun. Get the missus in there with you. And,
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
take her for a ride. She'd never forget.
I actually took my old Polaris out a week ago, and there was an old Elite on the trail. I got to pass it, and he waved to me when I went by with my TX. It's pretty cool.
Nice. That's cool.
perfect.
That's a rare sight to see one of those on the trail.
Absolutely.
And then Ray, I believe a mutual friend of ours made a comment, Armin Buto. I know he lives near you. He says, "Good evening, Mike and Ray. Ride Vintage in Pittsburgh." Absolutely. And he says, "Go Rupp." Armin's a big Rupp guy.
Armin's been helping me tremendously with this ride. He's been coming over. We've been having meetings and his ideas. This guy is so much fun to sit and listen. Has so much knowledge of the vintage world. It's just tremendous, and it's great. Again, the conversations are better than anything with this stuff.
For sure. Yeah, he's extremely knowledgeable, especially with regard to Rupp.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, Dennis Kovaleski says there's a Vermont Vintage Snowmobile Rendezvous happening this Saturday in Bethel, Vermont. 9 a.m. to 2
Cool.
p.m. Just Google Vermont Vintage Rendezvous for more information. And thank you for that, Dennis. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Sure. And Paul Billadou says the older sleds look so much better. What do you guys think on that?
100%. They're not
I
cookie
agree.
cutters. They're all different.
Oh.
I mean, everything today is a cookie cutter.
That's true. Yeah. The technology certainly is more sophisticated, but there's
Yeah.
nothing like the looks of, especially the mid to late 70s sleds, like I'm thinking like a 76, 77 TX or a
Yeah.
Blizzard, you know, just gorgeous.
Yeah.
The
Beautiful
LT
sled.
grays. And
Yeah.
I have to adjust my volume here. Okay, there we go. And then Josh Leverker says hello from the snow capital of the Northeast, Tug Hill, New York.
Yep.
Cool deal. Richard Brazo from Coleman, Wisconsin. Richard was on here not too long ago showing us some sleds in his basement. Mostly Ski Doos. He has an excellent collection there. Mark Gosso says those old sleds are music to his ears.
Yep.
And Bill Lutz checking in from Cranberry Lake, New York. Another good show. Appreciate the compliment. Well, cool. So I've got one more clip of the Pittsburgh event from last year. This is Ray mentioned that he's a photographer, so he sent some photographs after the event last year, and I put them into a little montage with some music under it. Let's take a quick look at that.
Awesome.
Cool deal. That looks like so much fun.
It was awesome. I got my blood boiling again. I'm ready for next weekend.
For sure. Going to relive the magic once again.
Yes.
For sure. Now, I've got a few quick comments I want to take. We've got, I believe this is a compliment that Jared Ellis is making to us. He said he's watching from Rigby, Idaho, thinking he was born on the wrong side of the country. So I think he's enjoying what we're looking at here. And Jared, come out and see us some winter. There's a whole lot of events out here. And Jared, also, if you've got events out your way, we'd love it if you could share photos with us, videos, anything like that. We love to see what people are doing in different parts of the country in the vintage space. Now, this next comment, Tony Wheeler. Now, I knew a Tony Wheeler back in the day. I don't know if it's the same Tony Wheeler, but we bought his 76 TX when he upgraded to a Blizzard. Now, Tony, if you're that Tony Wheeler, how you doing? Good to see you. I wonder if the world is that small. That would be very cool. And then we've got Doug Carlson. Old sleds are why we all have bad backs. Yeah, that's true. Wouldn't change a thing, though. Always loved the old Chaparrals, and he's from Iowa. Outstanding. Well, very cool. So we're going to shift gears here in just a moment. But before we do, I'm going to pop the graphics for each of your events, give you guys a chance for another shameless plug. Then we're going to shift gears, do some announcements, and I'd like it if you guys could stay on the other side. We've got more things planned.
Sure.
But yeah, we're going to pop Max's graphic on the screen here.
Yes, indeed. It's the second annual Island Pond Vintage Snowmobile Show at the Island Pond Pavilion. That's Saturday, March 19th. The show hours are 11 to 2. Exhibitor sign-in starts at 9 o'clock a.m. We have prizes for winners. We have raffle prizes. We have all sorts of fun stuff. There's music, not live music, but music. And we have some great sponsors. Gervais Ace Hardware there in town, the Brighton Snowmobile Club, Snow Traveler Apparel, and most importantly, the Kingdom Grill puts the whole event on. And they're right next door if you want to pop in and warm up, get something to eat, something to drink. it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, for sure. And that's in northern Vermont, just off of 114 and 111. Real easy to get to if you're in northern Vermont, and it's right on the snowmobile trail too, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Comes right through there, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
So,
That was one of the fun things last year too, is watching the trail riders go by, not knowing there's an event, and like, whoa, look at that!
exactly.
Look at that.
Lined up on either
All this
side of the
vintage
trail.
iron. That was
It
very
was
cool
neat.
to see, for
Yeah.
sure. And then, yeah, Ray, it's your turn for your shameless plug.
Yep. And again, March 12th, 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. It's a free event. There's no registration cost. You don't have to register your snowmobile. We have the permit through the state. As long as you're on the trail that's designated, you don't need to register your sled. There's a free cookout, hamburgers, hot dogs, free refreshments, donations only. Can't say more about this. And like you said, Mike, with people going by that didn't know about the event, the same thing happened to us, and seeing people crawl off their new snow machines, take their helmets off, and their eyeballs were so big. Just seeing these sleds and walking around, I think that's what really makes this special. Is it brings back a lot of memories for a lot of people.
For sure. And I don't know about you guys, but memories are what it's about for me. I have just such wonderful memories of yesteryear. That's why I do all of this. And probably why you are as well. For sure. And then I'm going to pop a graphic of your raffle ticket.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to buy some of these raffle tickets, mail the check to the address at the top of the screen, and you have the opportunity to possibly win a 1970 Ski Doo Olympic. And this benefits the Pittsburgh, New Hampshire Fire Association.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, you're very welcome. Well, cool. If you guys don't mind holding out for a little bit, I'm going to make a few announcements, and we'll meet you on the other side.
All right.
Cool.
Perfect.
So we're at item number 2 right now as far as announcements. And once we're done that, we're going to open up the lines for some show and tell and for a trading post segment when you can join us with your cell phone for some live show and tell. If you're sitting in a man cave right now with some snowmobiles, vintage snowmobiles in front of you, love it if you can come on with your cell phone. I'm going to pop the link to join us in the comment section. So all you have to do is click that link. It'll bring you on into a waiting area on your cell phone, and then you can join us. Here are the guidelines for doing that. Number 1, you must have something vintage snowmobile related for show and tell. Please hold your camera horizontal for a wide shot. Keep it clean, no nudity, profanity, etc. It's okay if you have something for sale, but it must be vintage snowmobile related. And number 5, of course, please keep it positive, no bashing of people, businesses, etc. So on the other side of this announcement section, we'll be looking for you to see if you'd like to come on and do some show and tell with us. So here are some more announcements. The Central Minnesota Pond Racing, their final race series is this Saturday, March the 5th in Glenwood, Minnesota. If you're not able to join, if you're not able to attend that live, they're going to have some video done of it, and we're going to be airing that here on this channel in the very near future. In fact, this Sunday, we're going to be airing the races from the Gray Eagle event that happened on February the 19th. So look forward to that as well. Also, in the town of Lancaster, New Hampshire, the next induction ceremony of the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame will occur on September the 10th. And I've got here 1 p.m. The event actually starts at 1:30, but you want to arrive at 1 because you're bringing lawn chairs. You want to take some time to stake out a spot for your lawn chairs, and then have time to go inside the museum, Crane Snowmobile Museum. There are over 100 sleds in there. You want to make sure you have time to go in there and look at everything. It's just a wonderful event. Also, if you're liking these vintage snowmobile logos and graphics that are on the screen, if you'd like to buy a t-shirt, a hoodie, a mug, a sticker, a phone case, a magnet, all you have to do is click the link in the description, and you can see a whole host of logos from yesteryear and order yourself something, and the proceeds go to help offset the cost of doing this podcast. Likewise, if you enjoyed last year's podcast season as much as I did with all of the live guests that we brought on, I've got a 2 DVD set with every single one of those guests. There's almost 4 hours of vintage snowmobile entertainment. Plus, if you order here within the next few days, I'll include a third DVD with almost 3 hours of vintage snowmobile entertainment. So that's close to 7 hours of vintage snowmobile entertainment for only $24.99, free shipping. And that goes, of course, to help offset the costs of doing this podcast. Now, what else have we got for events? We've got Whiskey Jack's Bar and Grill. They've got a show and swap meet Saturday, March the 19th in Constableville, New York. Be sure and check that out if you're in that area. So I believe we're done with the announcements. So we're going to open things up. We're going to go back and with our friends here, Max and Ray, and see if anyone is willing to come on for some live show and tell. While we're waiting for that, we're going to look at a video. I just have to cue it up here. Sorry, it just takes a moment. Well, all right. Sorry, thanks for your patience. Here we go. Here's the video we're going to look at. This is some footage from Brian Robillard. He's from Connecticut also. He has the distinction of being the first person to appear live on this podcast. And he was at a show in Rutland, Vermont just a couple of weeks ago, and he shared some footage with me. So let's take a look at that footage.
About the time I started building them, we were wrong.
Probably mine. Yeah, over there. It's in my grandson's name.
Yeah, well, let me change screens here. Sorry about that. I was getting ahead of myself for the next segment. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that video? Anything jump out at you as being interesting or memories that were brought up? Oh, sorry. Let me.
Cool stuff. I love seeing those old snow travelers, the big giant snow travelers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. From the
Yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
for
The
sure.
76
Go
TX
ahead.
brings back the special memories for me.
I'll
That's
bet
what
it
I
does.
have now.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's a beautiful sled.
Yep. Yep.
Now, let me ask you this, Ray. 76, was that the first year with that body style?
Yes, it was. Yeah, 76 was the first year of that body style, and those and the Ultegras in that age group, I think, were some of the most beautiful sleds that were out there at the time.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, from like say 76 to 1980, the styling
Yep.
just
Yep.
and the reliability and the handling and the speed, it was very much a sweet spot as far as I'm concerned.
It was. I mean, it was like it just jumped light years ahead, from the previous years, just a few years before that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially if you look at the previous version of the TX, just a huge jump
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the technology.
Absolutely beautiful.
Sure. Now we've got some comments coming in, and then I'm going to go into the trading post section. We've got Michael Spirandio saying hello from Bloomfield, Connecticut. Great footage, Brian. I wonder if he knows Brian Robillard, who shared that footage. Also, we've got Alden Banks saying great show as always. Well, thank you so much, Alden. We appreciate that. And yeah, so we're going to get into the trading post section of the podcast. Now, this is where if people have something for sale, whether it's a vintage snowmobile, accessories, parts, memorabilia, anything like that, you can post this on our companion Facebook group. And then we're going to go to that Facebook group right now. The link, by the way, is in the description. So if you'd like to post something for us to look at, go ahead and do so. I need to remove that top graphic here. So let's scroll through and see what kind of vintage things people have posted. Okay, now our good friend Joshua Gilbert has posted a 1980 340 TXL RXL ice oval sled. He's looking to get $4,500 for it. This is in Priest River, Idaho. As far as the details, it says a 1980 TXL RXL 340 conversion ice oval race sled. Flannery RXL spec race engine, TPR pipes, 116-inch camoplast R-track, fully studded. It's a very competitive sled, only $4,500 or best offer, located in North Idaho, and he can help to arrange the shipping. Just message him for more details. There's another shot of it here. And yeah, that's a very cool sled. Yeah, any thoughts on that sled, guys?
I hope one like it shows up at the show.
Yes, absolutely.
I wish
So
I'd open my
cool.
trailer up on tomorrow morning and see one in it.
That'd be amazing. Absolutely. And then also we've got Lauren. Lauren Frape posted this. I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. Okay, so Lauren posted this 1975 Arctic Cat Panther 440 for $1,600. This is located in Moosomin, Saskatchewan. Now, there are no other details about it, but if you're curious about this, click the link in the description to go to the Wheels, Keels, and Snowmobiles Facebook group. You can find this and respond to it and ask him questions and see about possibly buying it. 884 miles, a nice low mile example. Very cool.
Beautiful sled.
Yeah, I love those cats from mid 70s.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's in very, very clean shape. That would win some prize money.
For sure. With any luck, we'll be seeing some of these at the shows, at each of your shows, because they're very common to see. And then
Yes,
we've got
indeed.
Ron Edgar. Now, there are no details on this, but he's got this for sale. It's an Enticer, Yamaha Enticer. And again, if you're curious about that, just click the link in the description for the Wheels, Keels, and Snowmobiles Facebook group, and you can see about asking some questions on that of Ron. Ron posts quite often in this Facebook group. In fact, he's got this cat cutter in here as well.
Cool. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Definitely. Kids love riding in that, and adults too, for that matter. And their size is just right, where it's just right for kids, but it's also not too small for adults.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. And what else have we got? We've got another item from Ron Edgar. This is a Yamaha hood, Yamaha Enticer 340 hood, 1980. He's looking to get $325 for that. And if you're just joining us here while we're doing this trading post segment, if you'd like to participate, even if not this week, next week, post some items in there before the podcast that we'll have available for us to look at. Just click the link in the description for the Wheels, Keels, and Snowmobiles Facebook group, and you can be a part of this segment. We'll look at your slide. Go ahead.
That's awesome. I mean, just another outlet for people to be able to reach out and find vintage stuff. You know, it's great to be able to reach out to these places. I know I needed a part for my my TX, and I reached out on one of the TX sites, and God, within a couple of minutes, I had 3 or 4 names, numbers to call to get the parts that I needed. It was fantastic.
That's amazing. That's amazing how this social media can bring people together, people with common interests together.
Absolutely. Especially when you're specializing in vintage stuff. It's nice to not have to sift through everything to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And another thought too about the possibility with this companion Facebook group is that once someone is posted in there and they're observing the guidelines of the group, meaning that it's about snowmobiles, cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, snowmobiles, RVs, as long as it has something to do with that, your ad will be approved. And then I'll pre-approve you for future ads. So that means you can post whatever you like from that point forward, as long as it observes the guidelines, and you can go live with video. So if you're at a vintage snowmobile event, a race or a show, you can take your cell phone and go live right here on this group, and for all of us to enjoy. And then once I find it, I'll share it on the Vintage Snowmobile Lovers Facebook page and maybe edit clips that we can all enjoy on the podcast.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Sure. That's awesome.
And then, of course, if you've got something for sale too, if you instead of taking still images, you can take a video of it and share it here on the Facebook group. You can upload the video file, or you can do it live. There's a whole host of options by bringing this group in as a companion. I've done this group for many years, but it just occurred to me this week, well, why don't I make it a companion to this podcast and to my Facebook page?
Great job.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Really.
We'll take a look at one more here. We've got one from Steve Paulin. That's a 71 Arctic Cat Panther for $650. Great shape, original seat, no tears. Has just been gone through by his mechanic. Runs great. Private message him with any questions. If it's listed, it's still available. And it's in nice shape for a 71 Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much to get that to be a show winner right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful sled.
Yeah. Well, cool. So that is it for the trading post, but I just wanted to get that ball rolling. I'm going to remove that from the screen here and get us back. There we go. So we don't have any takers yet as far as the live show and tell, which is okay. Sometimes we get someone, sometimes we don't, but I'm prepared with some videos. Let's see what else we've got. We've got some footage by Dirk Siems. This is him riding his 1973 Polaris Colt 350. So let me cue that up, and we're going to take a look at him on his Polaris Colt 350 right here.
awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to see a nearly 50-year-old machine alive and well and out on the trail.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Breaking trail, no less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And the other thing I'm very pleased with too is I'm getting a lot of people now sharing footage with me. I mean, it's fun and everything to share my own footage, but to me, I like even more to look at other people's footage and see what people are doing in different parts of the country and just kind of mixing it up. And it's a great way for all of us to see what's going on in the vintage snowmobile hobby.
Oh, yes.
So for everyone who's sharing footage with me, I thank you so much for doing that. We've got a couple more. We've got some footage here from Donny McManus on his 1975 Ski Doo TNT 340. And let me cue that up right here. Cool deal.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting too, you know, just a few minutes ago, we were looking at a 73 and this is a 75. And just in those 2 years, you can really see the evolution. It really was an arms race through the 70s.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, Mike. I mean, just from, you know, the 73, 74s to the 76.
Yeah.
Just a huge difference.
For sure. Yeah,
yep.
The industry was on fire that whole decade.
And then you go from 76 to 80, look what happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So it did. It really took leaps and bounds there for about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, for sure. Even like the 10-year period from 70 to 80. In 70, they were mostly kind of crude utilitarian sleds being improvised to use recreationally. And by 1980, it was all recreation and very sophisticated, very comfortable, reliable, fast. The decade really exploded that whole decade.
Yep,
the industry exploded that whole decade.
It did.
Now, I've got a couple of images that people have sent me. People are sending me video footage, but they're also sending me images. We've got a Chrysler SnowRunner. This is owned by Jeff Thomas. And if people were watching last week when we did the AMSOIL trivia question, this was the answer to the trivia question, and Jeff shared this image. And if you're wondering, well, where is the AMSOIL trivia question this week? Our good friend Rob Hilditch, unfortunately, was not available this week. So we're going to just push that ahead until next week, everything we were doing with the trivia question. And then this is an image taken in 1992 in Michigan. This is a 1969 moto ski owned by Paul Granger. He was kind enough to share this image with us. And cool let's see, what have we got next? Our last image of our last video of the show. Let me cue that up. This is from Michael Karvala. And I'm not in the right screen. Let's try this instead. I'm bumbling around tonight for some reason on the interface. So let's take a look. Yeah, very cool. Anything jump out at you guys?
What's that?
Anything jump out at you guys in there?
Oh man, just some beautiful sleds. That El Tigra, just
Yes.
beautiful
Sure.
sled.
A lot
And
of
the
nice
Z, yeah, the
Yes.
Z, that's a beautiful sled.
Do you notice how he was panning by and then he came back for a second look at that
He
Z?
did. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was let me get the detail. I've got the detail on that event on the graphic here. That's from the Michigan Vintage Snowmobile Show. Oh, I thought I had more detail than that. Anyway, I apologize, but there's a vintage show that he attended in Michigan. And yeah, just really nice sleds, really nice show. And thank you so much to Michael and all of the rest of the people who have shared footage and images with us tonight. That just makes this podcast that much more interesting to have things coming in from every direction. Like I said, I love sharing my own stuff, but to have things coming in from every direction, it allows us to all see what's going on in this vintage snowmobile hobby.
Absolutely. And Mike, thank you so much for doing this. This is tremendous. And I think Max would probably agree. It just gets us going. This is awesome.
For sure.
Oh, in a big, huge way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It brings back, to me, seeing all this stuff brings back so many memories of yesteryear.
Yeah, and again, and I can't state that enough. The event we did last year, and I'm looking forward to it again this year, with new blood coming. To hear the stories. You know, I grew up, in Lancaster, New Hampshire, Snowmobile City, USA at the time. Some of the biggest racing in the country at the time. You know, I was 6, 7, 8 years old, and man, I just wanted to hop on one of those sleds and go.
For sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it's funny, we never went to the Grand Prix. We only lived an hour or so away, but we never went. I don't know why. But even where we were, we had a few informal drag races, and I found that incredibly exciting. Just the sights, the sounds, the smell of that racing fuel.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the excitement and just the intensity of the racers too. You could be right up there near the starting line, 10 feet away from them, and you could see the intensity in their face, when their bodies were tightened up and everything, and just so exciting.
Absolutely.
And there was an excitement around snowmobiling that I've never seen around anything else at that time.
Well, I mean, just the town of Lancaster, population of about 3,000 people. When they had the races on that weekend, there was 10 to 15,000 people there. It was incredible. I mean, to see what that transformed into for a weekend, it's like, and as a kid, it's like, oh my God, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, you really feel like you're in the middle of something.
Oh yeah,
something big is happening, and you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah,
nice. Well, cool. It's come to that time to close out the program, but before we do, I'm going to give each of you a last chance for one more shameless plug for your events that are coming up here over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to pop Max's graphic up first.
Yes, indeed. The second annual Island Pond Snowmobile Show, Vintage Snowmobile Show at the Island Pond Pavilion. That's Saturday, March 19th from 11 to 2. There'll be prizes, there'll be raffles, there'll be a lot of fun. Mike, thank you so much. You were instrumental in getting last year's off the ground by having me on your podcast and blasting this out to your audience. And I can't thank you enough. And Ray, it's been really nice meeting you and talking to you and learning about the Pittsburgh ride and show. And if there's any possible way I can make it, I would really love to. So it seems like that's a lot of fun.
Hopefully we can hook up. I'm going to try to get over there the 19th. Now that I know about the event. Yeah. And Mike, again, just like Max said, last year you helped out so much. I had radio stations reach out to me the day after the podcast that saw this, that wanted information. And within an hour or two, I had people calling me. So, yeah, wow. It's fantastic what you're doing, Mike. Fantastic.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. That really means a lot. And then before we do your shameless plug, Ray, we've got a few comments coming in. Let's take a look at them real quick. Where was I? Okay, here we go. Alaska Railroad says, seriously, there's a live cast on vintage sleds. He's a huge vintage guy, so he's probably a first-time viewer, and we hope it's not your last. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're here to join us every week, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That might be 5 or 6 p.m. Your time, but love to have you here anytime you can make it. Stacy and Art Fosler says you never see any 79 to 80 Motor C Grand Prix specials. It's true. Those are pretty rare, and they were amazing. Let's see. Alaska Railroad says he owns a 2005 700 XP special, but his pride since 1982 is his 1980 Polaris TXL. Outstanding.
Yes.
Cool. We would love to see photos or videos of that. Or if you want to come on sometime live for some show and tell, we would love to see that. Message me behind the scenes. We'd love to have a look at that 80 TXL. That's, I think, when Polaris had turned to the color blue, from white to blue, wasn't it, Ray?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. They went from the white. They had a little transition between 76 and up to 79, and then 80. They went to the blue.
Yes. Yeah. And then our mutual friend Armin Buto says, "May the force be with you and guide you to the vintage ride in Pittsburgh on the 12th."
All right, man. Thanks, Armin.
Use the force, Luke. Dave Lowry says TXL is a sweet sled. That certainly is the truth. Alaska Railroad says he feels at home. Thanks, guys. I can listen to sled talk all day. Well, cool. And we've got an incredible backlog of past episodes of this podcast. So if you're ever sitting there with nothing better to do, by all means, check out our voluminous history of this podcast. Let's see. Alaska Railroad is talking to Dave, says, I've had many TX sleds. I wish I owned them all. Okay, cool. And his dream is a 73 650 Starfire. Yeah, no doubt. Alaska Railroad says, thanks. Be back again next week. Cool deal. And one more comment from him says, yes, Midnight Blue. Didn't they have something, Midnight Blue Express?
Midnight Blue Express.
In the ad
Jerry
campaign,
Bunky. Jerry
Yes.
Bunky. And that guy was Polaris through and through, and he died at a very young age. But, man, that's the era I grew up in, watching that team run.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Amazing times. Amazing times. Well, cool. My friends, we have come to that time. We're going to close out the program, but thank you both of you so much for coming on, and also to our viewers. We really appreciate it. And looking forward to catching up with you guys at some of the shows.
All right, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Hope
My
to see you
pleasure.
soon.
And
Thanks a lot, Mike.
as always, the last word goes to our friends at Mad Ramps. Have a good one, guys.
All right,
You too.
man.
Good night.
Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about AMSOIL. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your AMSOIL products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what AMSOIL is and why you should consider using AMSOIL products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. AMSOIL is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses AMSOIL for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that AMSOIL is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because AMSOIL doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And AMSOIL likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of AMSOIL is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, AMSOIL says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the AMSOIL bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the AMSOIL. AMSOIL's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So AMSOIL is an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running AMSOIL than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully, this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen, and yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer. You save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value, and this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer discount, or sorry, preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to AMSOIL.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, AMSOIL.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to a product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the Preferred Customer Program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order. That gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the Signature Series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name, and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters "free DVD requests" so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the products.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.
It's the ultimate combination of simplicity and ingenuity. The newest way to load, unload, and transport your ATV or UTV. The MadRamp's Pivoting Ramp System. Made in the USA and engineered for strength and durability. Maneuver through tight places and over rugged terrain with plenty of ground clearance. No licensing, no ongoing maintenance costs, and no storage hassles like trailers. Won't slip or move like conventional ramps. Free up more cargo space in the bed of your truck. Securely connects to your truck's receiver hitch. Easily extends for safe loading and unloading. Seamlessly retracts for highway and off-road travel. DOT approved in all 50 states and Canada. Quickly disconnects in under a minute. A unique space-saving storage system. The MadRamp's Pivoting Ramp System. Go farther. Go faster. Go safer.
When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs. when you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs.